Let me ask you something. Has anyone ever said something to you, just one comment, one rude word, one careless sentence, and suddenly your whole day changed? Your heart felt heavy, your mind became noisy, and you could not stop thinking about it, replaying it, feeling it over and over again, like it just happened, even hours later, even days later. We have all been there, every single one of us. And here's the painful truth about those moments. Most of the time, the person who hurt us has completely forgotten what they said. They went home, had dinner, laughed with their family, and slept perfectly well. While we are still awake at midnight having an imaginary argument with them in our heads. Winning every point, saying all the perfect things we should have said, and carrying that weight like it belongs to us. Welcome back, everyone. I am Kingsley, and today's episode is a little different. Today, we are not just learning English. Today, we are learning something about life, about emotions, about the invisible weight we carry every single day, and what it costs us. I am going to tell you a simple story about a young man, a mountain path, and an old merchant who said 7 words that changed everything. And at the end, I am going to give you one small, quiet, practical thing you can do tonight. Just 1 minute, that might just change how you carry yourself through this world. So stay with me. This one is worth hearing all the way to the end. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between soft green hills, there lived a young man named Thomas. Thomas was strong in his body. He worked hard. He was not afraid of difficulty. He had real courage. But he was weak in one place, his peace. Because Thomas reacted to everything. If someone spoke harshly to him, Thomas answered harshly. If someone pushed him, Thomas pushed back. If someone insulted him, even with something small and careless, Thomas carried that insult for days, sometimes for weeks. People in the village said Thomas was an angry man, but that was not quite right. Thomas was not angry. Thomas was tired, deeply, quietly tired. Tired of the heavy feeling that lived inside his chest. Tired of the weight he could always feel but never quite see. Because every time someone hurt Thomas, with words, with actions, with a look, with a silence, he imagined it as a stone. And without even thinking about it, he picked that stone up. He put it into a large bag he carried on his back. Every insult, another stone. Every harsh word, another stone. Every moment of betrayal or embarrassment or disappointment, another stone. The bag grew heavier each week, each month, each year. And slowly, Thomas changed. His back bent under the weight. His face grew heavy. He stopped noticing the colors of the village around him. He stopped enjoying the morning sun. He stopped seeing the small, beautiful things that had once made him smile. His world felt dark even on the brightest days, and he did not know why. He could not see the bag, but he felt it every moment of every day. One cold morning, Thomas decided to leave the village for a while. I need fresh air, he said. I need to clear my mind. So he began climbing the mountain path behind the village. The road was quiet. The sky was pale blue. Birds sat on thin branches. A small wind moved through the tall grass. It should have been a peaceful walk, but the bag on Thomas's back was so heavy that every step hurt. After a while, he noticed another traveler coming down the path toward him. An old merchant, thin, carrying only a small bundle of goods on a simple rope. But what Thomas noticed most was not the man's bundle. It was his face, gentle, calm, softly smiling, and his steps, light, as if he carried absolutely nothing at all. When the old man reached Thomas, he stopped, bowed politely, and said, "My young friend, you look weary. Your load seems heavier than your strength." Thomas sighed. "Yes, I am tired. I carry many stones." The merchant looked at the large bag with raised eyebrows. "Stones? What kind of stones?" Thomas opened the bag a little. Inside, stones of many shapes and colors. Large and small, smooth and sharp, some heavy as grief, some small as a passing comet that somehow never passed. He said quietly, "These are the stones people threw at me. Their insults, their lies, their harsh words. I pick them up and keep them. I cannot seem to throw them away. They feel like they belong to me now." The merchant looked at him with calm, unhurried eyes. "And why do you keep them, my son?" Thomas looked down. "I don't know. I only know that when someone hurts me, I feel it so deeply that I must carry it. Like if I put it down, something important will be lost." The merchant smiled softly. "I see. Then come walk with me for a while." They continued up the mountain path together. After a short time, the merchant bent down and picked up 2 small stones from the ground. He held them both in his thin hands for a moment. Then he placed one stone quietly on the path and handed the other to Thomas. "Now look," the merchant said. "The one who hurt you is like the stone on the ground." He threw his words and walked away. "His stone lies here, forgotten. He does not carry it. He feels nothing. He has moved on completely." Then the merchant lifted Thomas's hand, the one holding the second stone. "But this stone in your hand, this is your reaction. You chose to pick it up. You chose to carry it. And so your journey becomes heavy and slow and painful, while the one who hurt you continues lightly down the road." Thomas stared at the stone in his palm. A warm wind moved across the mountain path. The words landed somewhere deep inside him, not like a blow, more like a quiet thunder, the kind you feel in your chest before you hear it. The merchant continued softly, "Your reaction is your burden, my son, not their action, not their words. Their words are already gone. You added the weight to your own journey yourself, stone by stone, year by year." Thomas felt something shift inside him, like a door that had been closed for a very long time, quietly opening. All these years, he had been collecting stones that did not belong to him, carrying weight that was never his to carry, and paying for it with his peace, with his joy, with his ability to see the beautiful world around him. He dropped the small stone from his hand. It fell into the dust with a soft, small sound. And for just a moment, they both watched it, sitting there, harmless, belonging to the earth again. "How do I stop carrying them?" Thomas whispered. The old merchant smiled, touched the heavy bag on Thomas's back gently, and said, "Leave each stone where it falls. Let it return to the earth. Let your heart grow light again." Thomas's eyes grew wet. His hands shook a little as he slowly opened the bag. The merchant said nothing more, just nodded gently, giving quiet, patient permission. One by one, Thomas began to take the stones out. He placed some gently on the ground. He let others roll away down the hillside, and with every stone he released, something happened. A small pressure left his chest. His breathing softened. His shoulders rose a little. The path felt easier under his feet. The world seemed clearer, brighter, more real. And for the first time in many months, Thomas looked up at the sky and actually saw it. Days turned into weeks. Thomas practiced leaving stones behind. When a villager spoke roughly, Thomas stayed quiet for a moment, took a breath, and let their stone fall. When someone insulted him, he asked himself one question: "Do I really want to carry this?" And most of the time, the answer was no. His steps became lighter, his mind became clearer, his face, which had been heavy and closed for so long, slowly opened, again like a window in spring, and something beautiful happened. With no heavy bag weighing him down, Thomas could finally see the world around him again. The green leaves, the small river, the faces of children, the smiles of strangers, the small, quiet, ordinary moments that make a life feel worth living. The path of his life felt open again, and the old merchant's words stayed with him forever. Your reaction is your burden. Now, my friend, I promised you something at the beginning. A small, quiet, simple practice. Something you can do tonight. Just 1 minute. And here it is. Tonight, before you sleep, sit quietly, just for 60 seconds. Place your hand gently on your chest. Think of one moment from today that still feels heavy. A rude word someone said, a small embarrassment, a disappointment, a look someone gave you that still stings. Imagine that feeling as a stone in your hand. Hold it for just a moment, and then whisper softly to yourself, "This stone is not mine. I release it." Take one slow breath and imagine placing the stone gently on the ground, letting it stay there, letting it belong to yesterday, not to you. Do this every night, even on the nights when it feels small or silly. Because over time, gently, quietly, without force, it will lighten your heart. It will clear your mind, and slowly, you will begin to feel something you may not have felt in a long time, something close to free. Here's what I want you to remember from today's story. We cannot choose what other people do. We cannot choose what they say. We cannot choose whether they are kind or careless or cruel, but we can always choose what we carry. That choice belongs entirely to us, and it is one of the most powerful choices a human being can make. The one who controls their reaction controls the moment. The one who stays calm inside wins the situation outside, not by being cold, not by pretending nothing hurt, but by choosing, consciously, deliberately, not to pick up every stone that someone throws. Because here is the truth that Thomas learned on that mountain path. Peace does not come from other people becoming kinder. Peace does not come from the world becoming easier. Peace begins the moment you decide not to pick up the stone. And when you stop holding every hurtful word, every careless comment, every small wound that was never worth carrying, you finally discover just how light your life can be. How much energy you have been spending on weight that was never yours. How much beauty you have been missing because your eyes were looking down at the ground beneath the bag. Put the bag down, one stone at a time. There's no rush. There is no perfect moment to begin. Tonight, before you sleep, just start with one. Leave me a comment today and tell me, is there a stone you have been carrying for too long? You do not have to say what it is if you do not want to. Just tell me, are you ready to put it down? I read every single comment, and I would genuinely love to hear from you. If this episode touched you in any way, please share it with one person who needs to hear it right now. Someone who is walking through their day with a heavy bag, someone whose shoulders are bent under weight they did not choose. Send them this. It might be exactly what they needed today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Walk lightly, react wisely, and remember, your reaction is your power. I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.